Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 57th Annual KCC Invitational. My name's Tom Saladicki. I'm alongside Joe Spurl, and we're going to be covering all the action today, starting here on the 8th green here at the beautiful Kalamazoo Country Club in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Welcome all our viewers from across the world, from Columbia to Wisconsin to California, all parts. And we're pleased to be here, and I'm pleased to have my right hand here with us, Joe Spurl.
Tom, great to be here, and always a pleasure to witness play and great action at Kalamazoo Country Club's, as you said, 57th Invitational today. Here at 8, a little change in pin position. We were in the back right yesterday, low left today. I think we'll see a lot more birdies.
Yeah, and what a day we had yesterday. One of the most exciting days in invitational history, at least in the short history that I've been around, and I think Joe would agree. Dick Stewart said so as well. So a lot of matches that went late. We have some good coverage. If you look down left on the screen there, you'll see highlights from last night's exciting finish here at the Invitational. Joe, we have some players. We have a group coming up here, and talk to us about this hole today here on number 8.
Yeah, the pin position is actually pretty interesting. They've got it where both sides of the hump here and this side will feed to the flag on iron shots coming in, but putts very difficult coming off of either of these to get it to stop by the hole. So it will be interesting to watch play today here.
Right, and you have to say, I think your best birdie position is going to be just about right in here, straight up the hill, straight in the hole.
Would agree. Although we just watched Dan Maudlin, and unfortunately, Dan, we didn't have you on tape. I know you thought you were, but he ran it in from off the green down the front, so we at least want to give him credit for a great effort.
Well, and the problem I saw with Maudlin and Wilson is they just play so damn fast that we couldn't get our broadcast set up in time. So,
Speaking of which, we better get out of the way here and let these young men play their iron shots in here to number 8 and call the action from the tower.
It's like we have Billy Siebert coming up here. Can't miss him. Turley playing the Dans. Hinkle and Ellis. Dan Ellis, I believe, first to play here. This ball's right to the left side, and a pretty good shot there. That's in good shape. Flirted with that bunker on the left side, which you don't want to be in today. Yeah, those matches were fantastic yesterday. It was something else to watch. Billy Siebert now.
Out of the bunker that's down the left side of this hole, he'll be coming to the right from your screen. Caught the lip coming out. A little unforced error there. I'm sure he thought he had plenty of club to clear that, but left himself still in the fairway. Chance to still make his par. This might be, at this point, it's hard to say, but this might be Mike Turley here. I'm trying to guess, but we'll see as they get a little closer. Coming in very high, and hopefully will come off. Oh, great spin off of that hump right down to the front of the green. Well done there. My guess is we won't see many closer than that the rest of the day, Tom.
That was phenomenal. That's right in that spot that we just talked about, straight up the hill. Really the perfect golf shot, unless it goes in the hole.
The interesting part of this hole today is going to be how they use these kind of sideboards to come in. A right-to-left player like that used it very well. That spin yesterday, frankly, we saw a lot of golf balls down in that area with the pin back towards us. So I do expect many more will make threes here. The first 8 matches, 7 that you'll see, one of which has already gone through here, will be in the flight just out of the championship. These teams all were defeated yesterday, not because they necessarily played bad, but just had teams play better against them. And we'll bring you that action, and then followed by the last 8 matches, which will all be those that won yesterday and still trying to win today and move on.
Last night marked another momentous occasion for the Invitational, something that's becoming pretty historic, and that's the poker game party at Dr. Craig Stahl's house in Maria. They hosted all the players and had a nice friendly game of Texas Hold'em that lasted well into the wee hours. There's Billy Siebert's ball hanging up on the top level here, which will make for an interesting little putt.
That poker is one word, not two, correct?
And A-Rod, Alan Radomski, picked up the championship. I left about midnight last night, and it was just gearing up. So I'm not sure what time he had to stay to win the prize, but it was a good game. I had Jack Schultz; he was hitting it pretty hard. Sheldon Keat was out there. Tony Trumbley, they were all going to the finals. Matt Thompson. So they're
not just good golfers; they know how to play their cards when they're dealt. Interesting. Seeing a shot coming in here looks like, I can't tell whether this is maybe Mike Turley that we thought was earlier. Kind of an unforced error here, long left, and not what he was looking for there. Rather, as some people would call skeet shooting. He was pull on that one, and I'm sure he's not very happy.
Well, if he has a high loft wedge, he can make this shot. It's got a little bit of a backstop, as you know, Joe. That ball comes down, it's into the flat. He can, yeah, that's obviously a makeable putt from there.
Yeah, actually a really smart shot. He was probably a little on the downslope of that bunker, so he could tell as it came out, it barely cleared the knob there. Pretty good effort out of that spot, and I'm sure he'll be working hard with his partner to try to make one of these, although Ellis and Hinkle have two really good putts at a 3 to win the hole, and we'll update you once we know on whether or not and which team, I should say, is in the lead in this match. Tom, I noticed that even for a Friday morning and for matches that aren't still technically in the hunt for the championship, there's some pretty good crowds out here already.
Yeah, it's been a good weekend. There's been good weather. And, people really care about these guys, and I think that's why they enjoy it so much to come here. We make a big deal out of it because it is a big deal. Billy Siebert, nice hands to get that down and close to the hole. But he had some problems. I imagine he has a lot of problems, but heck of a nice guy. Again, a member contestant, member guest this year with Jamie Schnurr. They picked up the win in their flight and went on to the famous walk out here, and didn't pick up the ultimate championship, but good player, good guy.
Okay, Billy and Mike Turley. Mike now, frankly, is out of either of the two birdie putts. This putt for Mike to make a 4 and force either of Hinkle or Ellis to make a 3 to beat them. So let's see if he can negotiate this 9-10 footer up the hill. It's on its way, has a chance to turn, and just rolls over the front and stays out. A great effort by Mike. I'm sure he thought he made that until literally till the last second.
I was just picking up coverage here on number 10. We didn't want to miss another chip in from the Maudlin Wilson group. And just by what a great shot by Mitch Wilson there.
Back here on number 8. Was conceded, and the hole goes to Ellis and Hinkle, and we'll see if we can get you a score real quickly on this match.
Back over here to number 10. This is Olson and Ryder versus Maudlin and Wilson. Chase Olson is some kind of player. Enjoyed watching him all day, and the member contestant riding our heels. I'd like to have a shout out to D Money, Dennis Wilson. He won't be joining us again until Sunday afternoon. He's up with the in-laws and the family up in northern Michigan, so hopefully D Money has pulled himself out of bed and has tuned into our coverage. So if you're out there, give us a text and let us know how you're doing.
Dennis, always fun to be with the family outlaws, as a friend of mine used to refer to them, and hope you're doing well. And Phil, not so long. I hope you're doing the same. Hope everything is well, and we'll join you over the weekend, along with Matt Molitor. I don't know. I was looking for Nick Yetter too, who I think will join us at some point. We see number 10 right now, Chase Olson, about to putt, and I believe for a birdie. Putts on the way. Just leaves it short. A lot more upslope there than people realize, but that'll be conceded in 4. Just burns the right edge. Almost wants to roll back into the hole on such a slope. And now that I see that, makes me think that maybe Mitch might not have been putting for birdie. We'll try to get the scoop here as they leave 10, but obviously this is an important putt, or they wouldn't be taking the time to grind on it. Either for a winning birdie or having 4, and we'll let you know. Marty pours it right in, so we finally get him on tape, and we finally have him making a putt, so we'll have to congratulate him and talk to him here as they approach the 11th tee and find out how that match stands.
Tony knows this shot, and he's played it well. And you're not going to do much better than that from there, so a good effort. Tony and Matt actually both late night last night, finished second and third in the poker tournament. So a little second place finish yesterday to finish the afternoon, and then a second place finish in the wee hours. My son's favorite athletics director, gym teacher, all around good guy, and does just about everything over at the Gaggy School. Of recent weeks has done the Gaggy Garden.
Little left-hand low out of Greggy here. I didn't remember seeing that yesterday. Thing that a lot of players who have had trouble with the right hand have done to keep the ball on line, and looks like he's got it judged fairly well on the top there. Maybe going to go a little below the hole as it comes down.
I don't think Gags is going to be too happy with that putt, although that's a pretty much a kick in for him from there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he wanted to give that thing a good run.
Okay, Matt Thompson now putting the flag back in. He knows that this shot could well come down fairly fast down the hill. Might need the advantage of a pin getting in the way of a runner. So let's see what he can do off this little bit of an upslope between the bunker and the green. Almost throws it directly in the hole. Tom, we will see you in a little bit. We'll try to keep things loose up here and on track. We'll rely more on Josh and Tyler and our camera crew guys here to do so. I will just try to bring you the action as we see it. Now Walters for a birdie putt here from below the hole, and Gave it a pretty good run, little more than he wanted, although that may come back a tear. Okay, so we don't have anybody in the hole yet for 4 here at number 8, and we'll see a little bit of grinding going on here until they do. Matt putted really well the match that I saw yesterday. Didn't mean to jinx him, but I know he thought he made that just from his reaction. And now his partner Tony Tremblay trying to make a 4 here. This is where match play gets pretty fun, and hopefully guys like Matt Thompson in medal play would be rather discouraged at himself with a bogey, but can just forget it and go on to the next hole, and will be especially appreciative if his partner knocks this right in. It just skirts the edge, just, again, breaks low on him, which he didn't expect, and with both of those misses, they go on to number 9, a par 3 of considerable distance, and again, a tee of which is shared with number 7 tee. So you'll see quite a crowd over by that tee and wonder why everybody's waiting. We made the comment yesterday. It is like some of the holes that we just saw in the Open Championship over at St. Andrews in Scotland, where many of the greens and tees and fairway areas cross or are shared by more than one hole. So makes for some interesting traffic and interaction sometimes between the players and the fans and the patrons that are, I should say, here to watch the action. Blake Clemens about to play his second shot, coming in here to number 8. He's got it right on line. If he's got enough, he's going to like it. Just stays on the spine. We'll have a tough little putt here for his 3. And now Willie Mack trying to cozy his third shot up here on the 8th hole, a par 4. One of the more difficult par 4s here on Kalamazoo Country Club's course, especially and as this comes up a little bit hot. It's going to need to sit down and be a rather difficult next putt for him. Willie Mack now to make 4 and see if he can... and it stays a little outside the hole. Didn't break back as far as he thought. Blake Clemens now with a chance to win this hole with a par. Something that, in the theory of this tournament, probably surprises a lot of the contestants. They see this rather short, comparatively, golf course at about 6,350, maybe 6,400 yards, and figure they're never going to make worse than a par, and yet so often on some of these really good par 4s and based on the pin placements and the competitive conditions, par does win a number of these holes, and let's see if Blake Clemens can do that right now. Oh, he gets the dreaded, if you will, Mick Jagger, a violent lip out there, and I'm sure he thought he made that putt, but the low sides of these holes when they slope are not very kind. You need to be up on the high side or inside the pro side, if you will, of those edges. All right, Dan Hinkle now trying to make a 4 and clean up a little bit of mess out of the bunkers, and just pulled it a little to the left. Whoops. And again, it's the second time in the last 2 days I have seen a case where people have knocked balls away that are no longer in play and just happen to be on a line that his partner was next to play on. So you want to be a little careful of doing that, not upsetting one of your opponents here in this kind of match. Oh, very nice touch here out of Ellis. Just burns it around the hole. Conceded 4 by Billy Seibert. Excuse the tardiness on the broadcast there. We are looking here to see if he can make a birdie 3 to win this hole. And can't really run it too hard because there he goes and makes a great 3, at least to win that hole. We'll try to bring you what that score in that match is. A very nice birdie there.
Adam Anderson and his partner Justin Hance, John Christ and Sheldon Keat, and Shafty and Miguel Echeverria. So they're all coming. The vibe up at the clubhouse was good. It's exciting. There's a little more intensity up there than I'm sure that there has been back here.
As it should be. We're back here in the shade, a little bit out of the way, hopefully, of not only the players but their possible errant shots. Although, very honestly, there have not been that many of those today. We do see on the 8th green a really good shot that somebody played from over here, and we'll switch back to number 10 here in a minute just to see that in the Trumbley match with Matt Thompson, his partner, against Greg Gaggy and his partner Walters, there's some tremendous shots that are in what we referred to as the right quadrant, low quadrant here on number 10. Now, we've got a shot coming in here on number 8, which, we've got a nice little spin, and maybe we'll come back a little bit to the hole. Very well done, well judged.
Dueling and Falk, Kane and Vandenberg all square through 5. And Lemons and Veldkamp 1 up through 5 over Early and Kugler. Looks like this score just in, the Thompson and Trumbley are 3 up. I'm mistaken. Joe just tells me they're 3 up through the 10th hole. And our first score in from the championship flight, Howe and Radomski go 1 up over Carberry and Keselowski through hole number 5. So, birdie putt. And misses it just off to the right. I'm sure that'll be conceded for a par.
This putt here for what we believe to be a winning birdie for the team of Leake and Liggett. Fabulous second shot in here. Flew it in just a little past the hole, drew it back, and has a perfect angle here, Tom, to at least win this hole, and we'll find out what the score of this match is as soon as we can. This will drift a little to his right, the left on camera, so they poured it right in. Very, very nice 3. Very nicely done. We did allude to earlier today this pin being a much more receptive spot for golf shots, banking in off of either side. Very difficult pin position yesterday to cozy up to and make birdie. We've already seen 4 or 5 of them here today in the early matches.
Yeah, it's not only Dick Stewart and what he's done here for 30 plus years, but you know, it's the legacy that he brings with the assistants that he's had and the face of KCC that he's put on this place. It's the members here and the membership can't say enough about Dick Stewart, and we should say along with Dick Stewart comes that package of John Foling and Joe Guthrie, now Bob Lakin for so many years. It's an honor and a privilege to be a member here, and as we watch Steve Barry, or I'm sorry, Mr. Canfield, putt for his par. And again, that putt is being missed right, is what we've seen, right, Joe?
Tom, it absolutely looks like it has to go left hard as it comes through there, but that pin today is just in basically the middle of a bowl or a ridge that goes there, and it really doesn't break back at all when it's out there to the right. Start with Steve Barry here with a opportunity to knock one in, and frankly, his best chance is to keep it really, really high for as long as he can. This is a snapper. go very hard from his right to his left. Okay, pretty well judged. You could almost see it start to roll back as it went past the hole off the edge. I am noticing that today already we have some big cigars out on the golf course and people having fun. I see it's Gregor Blix's partner from the University of Miami of Ohio, who just leaves it across the front of the edge, which is a really great effort. Okay, Steve Barry now to try and make his 4. And does, right in the heart. Very nice putt for his 4. And we will find out if that was a win in that hole and where that match stands as soon as we can.
If you visit Dick Stewart's Pro Shop, you can see a display of KCC Invitational history. Saw a picture of Kevin Vandenberg when he was on Dick's staff. A little more sturdy these days. This is a great shot. This is, again, one of the better ones we've seen, albeit on top that funny little spot there. Make the knees quiver a little bit.
All right, we've got Kevin Vandenberg coming up smoking a little cigar today too. This is a little change in what we noticed yesterday. Maybe with the championship out of play and yet still great competition there. They loosened up a little bit and having some fun, enjoying life as it goes. I know Tom's trying to get over and see if we can get Dick to come join us, talk to us a little bit, see if there is an opportunity to do that with Richard M. Shout out to all his family if they're listening, to Joanne and to his daughters, Jessie, Lizzie, Molly. Have a chance to see them in a non-golf mode a lot of times out in the city we like to call South Heaven, my family and I anyway, as I know they do too. And get a chance to see them, and now Kevin Vandenberg about to play from the bunker on number 8. Great touch for Kevin. That's as well as you could pretty much do it out of that bunker. He just carried it out so it would trickle down off the hump, and really good effort keeping himself alive for a par. If for some reason Denny's birdie putt goes skittering by further than what would otherwise be a gimme. Putt's on the way. And again, just dies very hard, very low. Denny Kane now to try and knock his in. And my guess is he's going to have Kevin possibly putt first to knock in his 4 so he can take a more firm run at it. Again, a little change in match play strategy than might otherwise be the case. Some teams actually like to have the birdie putt go first, but again, matter of preference. Kevin's a very good putter. You'll notice how short Kevin's putter is here. And it's no reference to Kevin any body parts. So it's just in regards to the implement that he's using there, and great putt. Kevin, again, from yesterday, former Michigan amateur winner. Won it holing out I believe, pitching wedge or 9-iron to the 18th green at Battle Creek Country Club, and making a deuce to win that championship, a very coveted and very prestigious title in the state of Michigan, and one that I know he's very proud of. Okay, Denny King now to win this hole. And last read we had in this match is that it was all square, so let's see if he can win the hole here for his team. Denny admittedly had a little bit of problems a couple holes I saw him yesterday putting, but I expect him to just drop this right in the heart. Just burns the edge. Didn't come back. We've seen that putt stay much straighter than everybody has read all day. And tough break after a great second shot there from Denny King. Okay, starting to flip back now here to number 10. We're starting to get a little of the action going through the middle of this round. One of the Huntington brothers here about to play on number 10. Okay, Huntington's shot coming in looks really good at number 10. A little spin back, about 8 now, getting closer to 10 feet below the hole. You could see the slope and the spin working a little against whichever Huntington brother that is. But nonetheless, a real good opportunity to make birdie there from right below the hole at number 10. Now looking at either Liggett or Vliek here, trying to play from the bunker where we saw earlier Dan Hinkle have a little difficulty out of this bunker trying to carry the lip and yet carry it far enough to that other quadrant where the pin is. Much better shot and release here. This is a great shot from that side of the green. Will probably just get almost to the fringe and just does. But again, really well done. Nicely played there from him. And then his partner, again, whether it's Liggett or Vliek, and we apologize for not knowing the difference by now, but he's going to try to play the same kind of shot that just runs up over the spine and dies somewhere down by the hole. Nicely played. Now he's choosing to do it from the high side. This is sometimes workable, but just ran it a little bit through on the far side. He'll have a ticklish quick chip to make his 3. And now Huntington's brother will be the last to play from right below the hole. We believe this is his tee ball that he will be playing. His brother up fixing his ball mark and awaiting his play. Again, great golf course. Had the distinct privilege, as Tom referred to it earlier, for many years to play out here and also in this Invitational. And now there's shot coming up from the other Huntington brother. A little bit short, but carries very nicely down for maybe about a 5-6 footer on a very similar line that his brother will also have for birdie. So a little bit of an advantage here to the Huntington team. Got 2 good looks at it, but this is match play and only 1 ball needs to count for the team. So let's see how Liggett or Vliek's chip here is on number 10. And I don't suspect that he'll back off this. He can be fairly aggressive. Pops it up very nicely, keeps it high enough for a while. Very good play. Gave it every opportunity to go in, and his partner will be putting for birdie off the fringe. The pin's removed. A great Friday afternoon, the 30th of July, almost August here, and now the Huntington team putt. Excuse me, I should say Vliek and Liggett team putt for birdie. And makes it very, very nice putt. Chance for the halve here coming from the Huntington team. Might fade just a hair to his right. And he makes it very nice. Halved with birdies on number 10. First time we've seen that in a little while today, so very good. Congratulations. And Esteban Callisto and his partner, the chairman, A.J. Todd of this tournament, the committee. They are 1 up through 4 on their match with Greg Blix and his partner, I believe it was Blake English that I met yesterday. Nice young man from playing out of Miami of Ohio, the Red Hawks. Okay, Adam Radomski to play here from our vantage point of the tower. Number 8, trying to get a flop shot to carry up over the ridge. A shot that we as members over the years, or at least me as a past member, and had many too often times here at KCC. Playing it well off of his back foot, trying to pop it up. This is really good touch for a shot of that length to be able to hold it right there. That's very, very well done. Deserved congratulations by his partner and by Nick Carberry. He's got to be a little careful, even though Nick still has the putt left. He's got to be careful not to really ram this thing down this hill. It will break a little bit back to the left, but still staying out to the right. Very nice touch. That will be conceded. And this hole halved with fours. You can see from the angle here, he's aiming quite a bit to our left. His right, as this breaks considerably as it comes up the hill. Might have just, yes, he read it just perfectly, matched the speed in line with the correct combination, and made a very nice birdie. The clap would indicate that that was a winner on that hole, and we'll try to give you the score of that match if we can here very shortly. Okay. Henrik Blix, son of Greg and Sandy Blix, a member of Hackett's back-to-back state champion high school golf teams, is about to tee off on number 11. As we watch them tee off, the Mr. Richard M. Stewart is approaching our tower, trying to figure out how to get up here. He's maybe never been in this tower, never had the opportunity to see it from quite as bird's eye of a view as we have here at Kalamazoo Country Club. But Tyler, if we can switch over here, I'd like to welcome Dick to our tower. And my friend, it's always good to see you.
Well, Joe, if you're ever going to get me back here again, you got to get an elevator for that tower.
Well, unlike Clearwater, Florida, that just mandated that second floor lifeguard station be ADA compliant, we're not going to enter into that equation. But Dick, yesterday was just an amazing day of extra hole matches, close matches, great golf shots in combination. It's been a long time, if ever, that I've remembered seeing so many good matches like that.
I think in all my years here, which have been a few, that that's the most extra hole matches and the most matches that went down to the 18th hole ever. So it was, everybody got their money's worth.
Yeah, that's one of the true fun things about this tournament is sometimes these matches don't end after 18, and while it's pressure for the players, it's really exciting for the fans to come out here and be able to watch those things go to the wire.
Absolutely, and the last match today, the Kelpin Hinkle and the Golem match, they've made 6 birdies and an eagle in the first 3 holes.
Wow. You heard it here, so we're looking for more of the same by the time they get through here. Dick, and I mentioned earlier some travels that we've got to take, but no matter where we've played and no matter who we run into, the play here is always fun. It's always special. I never think that Kalamazoo Country Club holds a second fiddle to any place in terms of the quality of the course and the quality of the service that you guys all provide for the patrons out here. So congrats as always, and I'm hoping that we see a lot more of you in the tower.
Joe, thanks for doing what you do to make this spread worldwide, if you will. So keep up the good work, and I'm sure CBS and Jim Nance are watching closely for a part-time gig for you.
Well, part-time's better than no time, so we'll take what we can get. Dick Stewart, to you in the viewing audience, all the best, and right. To your family, and we'll see you soon, and right. Enjoy some more great golf at the 57th Invitational. All right, Tyler tells me we're back now on number 10, watching the Denny Kane, Kevin Vanderberg, one of Dick's many assistants over the years that have come through here and worked in the capacity of something in the shop, helping out members and Dick and golf clubs and all the things that are necessary. But Kevin, graduate of Kalamazoo College, a Hornet, and came out of the local area to, I believe, the Gull Lake area for high school. Dick, we'll see you soon. Be careful going down those stairs. No workers' comp claims for you, although I'm sure the premium is all paid up. And we'll see you soon, my friend. again, Dick Stewart, for all of you that had an opportunity to catch him there, that was always good to catch up with a great buddy and just a really good guy. As I had alluded to earlier, somebody who I've got to travel with around the world, literally to Ireland twice, and had great experiences, both as a member and as just a participant. A little airmail coming in here on number 10, almost hitting Sandy Blix and Sam Cups there. A little backspin across the cart path. Really difficult shot coming up here on number 10. Wasn't quite sure, but it would appear to be that was the Falk shot, and that might have been what he yelled in a little bit different vernacular, but close to, on carrying that well over the green. Now Denny Kane kind of waiting for his partner, Kevin Vanderberg, who is utilizing a place in the ninth fairway that is not very often utilized at all. In fact, my guess is Kevin's going to put the first divot the tournament maybe in that area right down as he tries to knock something up onto this hole. Really difficult to not carry it up into the tree that hangs over this side, and also has to carry that bunker. But let's see what Kevin can do. He has a lot of great shots in him. And just probably caught up into the bunker, or at least into the face of that hill. Didn't want to go skittering it past and too far. Shortly after probably this group goes through number 10, we'll be able to start bringing you the next match in the championship flight. Getting a little updated scores now that Vanderberg and Zwier are now 1-6 in their match with Dave Ellis and Dr. Kramer. And Kevin Sugars and Chavaria in their match are now 2-up, what would appear through number 6 in their match against John Berry and his partner Sullivan. As we watch number 10 green, and a really good shot by Denny Kane that came up here about 2 feet from the hole, as Denny kind of struggles to get up the front of 10. For those of you who don't necessarily know by looking at it on the camera, is extremely steep and very vertical in front of that green, and a challenge for those of us on the north side of 40-something to be able to easily climb up that hill. As you watch down here at number 10 and wait for further play, Tom Sladicki has rejoined us here in the tower. He was good enough to get our friend Dick Stewart to scoot up here with us and share some dialogue and some friends reminiscing of how good of a day yesterday it was, Tom.
I'm sorry I missed that, but I'm sure I'll watch the broadcast later and learn about what I missed. I was out on the course following some of these matches, and as John and apparently after the first 3 holes in that Kelpin match, 6 birdies and an eagle.
That's tremendous golf, and yet that's what can happen in match play. You don't have to have everybody doing it, just one side. But in that case, it sounded like everybody came out guns a-blazing and having some fun. We just saw, unfortunately, there for Mr. Falk, a term that I know all too much of friends of mine referring to Sparky calling for a pitch out there. He somewhat had the S word, the shank word that we as golfers really don't like to use. But that unfortunately, he was really trying to play a very difficult shot, and he gave it his all, and sometimes that's just what happens, and you're willing to accept it, especially in match play, when you can be much more aggressive with that type of play. We're now trying to pan down and see his partner, Jimmy Dooling, coming up for his second shot with a very nice touch. That's going to be rolling back to a point where he probably only have about 3-4 feet for his birdie, very close to the same putt that Dennis Kane has. And in a minute we will see probably Kevin Vanderberg playing his shot up here as we're getting close to a time when the next championship match will be coming up, number 8. And we will bring that to you as soon as we can. one of the joys of having been out here a number of years is to also see a lot of the next generation of golfers or of golfers' children coming up and enjoying the action here at Kalamazoo Country Club. It's a good testament to what fun they had as kids and younger people, that parents still have their families coming out here and enjoying the action.
And back over here on 8, Joe, we've got one of our features coming through here, and that's the Echevarria and Sugars 2 up through 7 against Barry and Sullivan. I was just talking with Andres and Kevin, and Kevin said he is a new man. His finger has been adjusted and fixed by one of the many fine doctors. Some sort of something happened, because last night, as of about 11 o'clock, he wasn't sure whether he could actually pull it off today. So he's strutting with a little extra step, and Echevarria is also playing well. So they're looking pretty good right now. Barry and Sullivan seemed a little bit down, but as you know, Joe, here we come into some of the money holes, and that's why we're here. So things can change on a dime here.
Tom, so true. And frankly, that is the format of why this tournament, I think, has been so successful over the years. A lot of these young players come here going on to what used to be the Western Amateur and Point of Woods golf course, and all medal play to qualify, but then on your own ball to play match play. And I think it's a format that also lets the members feel like they contribute. Day in and day out, most of our members would readily acknowledge, although sometimes reluctantly, that they can't play on a par with these kids, but at any given hole on any given day, and teaming up like this, it can really be a fun event and really keep their interest. So it's with that in mind that we try to bring the action to you and try to share that with you and let you experience a little bit of what we have here at the Kalamazoo Country Club. You can kind of see now from under the trees what it looks like. The Sullivan-Berry team trying to play a low, what's going to have to be a hook to get it anywhere close to this green and staying on. And pretty good looking shot here. Oh, he just got bit by the hill a little bit. Still a fine shot from where he was, keeping it right below the hole. And we'll have an opportunity for birdie, but a fairly good run at and chance at making his 4. Okay, coming down the middle of number 8 to what is apparently Kevin Sugar's tee-ball here. I'm impressed. I didn't realize Kevin could hit at that bar if that's in fact his tee shot. And as we watch Kevin, I think we just had a good old friend and member here at KCC, John Allen, join us in the tower. So hopefully here in a few minutes we're going to get a chance to talk to John and some of his involvement with the USGA and some of the action that he had a chance to watch and witness on Monday at the qualifier at the Moors here in Kalamazoo. All right, Kevin Sugars looks like he pulled this a little bit. Not too happy, although it does stay up in a position where he can not have an easy chip, but a chance to get up and down, maybe a little easier than out of that sand shot bunker.
Thanks, Joe. We're here with John Allen. John's been through a few of these, huh?
Oh, probably about 30.
John is a longtime member here at KCC, former president, and I think you probably haven't missed one of these in a few years, huh, John? You got the family out here?
It is a family event. This is southwestern Michigan's premier golf event, and one of the reasons for that is not only the very high quality of the competition, the beautiful grounds and course for everyone to visit in a real family atmosphere, but also just the whole ambiance and culture of the whole place is wonderful. It's free too, so everyone ought to come out and enjoy it this weekend.
Absolutely, and John, as many of you know, is a USGA rules official. He's earned a very interesting nickname around these parts because of some of that. Judge, what have you seen as far as rules and issues that have happened this week?
Well, of course, all this play is at match play, not medal or stroke play. And in match play, the players are given a lot of latitude, the opponents there to police what's going on. And most things the opponent can take care of along with the player and his partner. Aside from an agreement to breach the rules, just about anything they come up with is fine with us. So, as in most tournaments, I'm here as a rules official merely to give advice. If somebody doesn't know what to do, then they can ask, and I can make sure then that they do it the right way and their opponent is aware of it. And yes, we have a few questions now and then. Yesterday we had one player that ended up with 15 clubs in his bag that wasn't discovered till halfway through the round, and another question about whether a stake marking a water hazard was a movable obstruction and could be moved, and we were there to answer those questions and give him a hand.
And this is Andres Echevarria, who is the gentleman with 15 clubs in his bag as we speak, hitting out of the bunker here on that short-sided bunker, and just had a very similar shot on 7. And so I expected him to get that close.
He did not. That went through the fence and is
and that would be out of bounds.
Out of bounds. We call that a Star Wars shot. Obi-Wan Kenobi is what that one is.
Andres will shrug that off. He's got a good attitude, and I'm sure that won't affect him any further into this round. His partner's in position for par here. I think old nine-finger Shugs can get this close and make this putt. So, thanks, John, for joining us. You want to hang around for a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah, great. We and Joe. Yeah. Joe, back to you.
Tom, thanks. And John, it's always a pleasure to have you in our presence and being able to witness some, as you called it, the premier amateur golf event in Southwest Michigan every year, with many returning players and many returning families, which is always kind of fun to see, even next generation, this being one of them right here in John Barry, following the footsteps of his father Steve, who's about 3 groups in front of him, and with a not great opportunity to make birdie, but I expect this to be pretty slow by the hole. This actually being one of the few putts that we saw from that distance stay by the hole and actually above the hole. Most putts have been running out by there, so pretty well judged by John on that one.
Your viewers should also understand that that is a very difficult putt. It is downhill and gets really icy down there near the hole, so the mere fact that he pulled it up near the hole and is ready to put in the next one testifies to his skill. That was a good golf shot.
John, a real fine amateur player, played out of the University of Indiana, which we don't want to give too much credit in the presence of a big University of Michigan booster in John Allen, but nonetheless a really good effort there, as John alluded to, and a scary putt sometimes coming down that slope. Now a putt from below here for his partner, who had a great recovery shot from what would have been the left side of the fairway, right as we look at it here. Quite a bit of speed, but quite a bit of break as well, just below the hole. Really good effort. And let's see if one of those is conceded, and my guess is they probably are, and they'll clear the way for Kevin Sugars to try to cozy his shot down here, have the hole, and remain 2 up through the 8th hole. You might be wondering why Andres Echevarria has not dropped another ball. Stroke and distance is the penalty for a ball out of bounds or a ball that is lost, and the reason being is this in match play, only 1 ball counts. He's counting on his partner to make at worst a 5, which is as good as he could have made. So here we go. This is a really interesting play out of Kevin Sugars with a putter out of that stuff there. Probably a little meat on the bone, but pretty well judged with a mallet out of there. John, a little surprised?
No, not at all. In fact, I think most of us would be better off using the lowest loft we possibly could when we're near the green. The idea of grabbing your wedge every time is not necessarily the best solution. And you watch the more experienced players, they will use a lower lofted club, maybe a 9, maybe an 8, maybe a 7, or in that case, a putter.
Yeah, John makes a great point. For those of you watching, what we're trying to allude to in John's comments, you would have also seen when the wind comes up at, say, the Open Championship, like at St. Andrews, people are looking to get the ball on the ground quicker, trying to get it to where it runs and has less room for error But in this case, Kevin really fairly easy putt to get there, but we have seen a lot of these putts missed to the right today. It just looks like it has to come back left and kind of just feed straight in the trough. So let's see if Kevin can knock this in. Yeah, and rolls it right in, just like every Saturday morning at Kalamazoo Country Club, like Tom Slaticky does, or like he said that Kevin always does to him. So really good effort. I know his partner was very happy to see that roll in and remain 2 up going into the 9th hole in their match. And again, as a reminder, 2 up simply means that they've won 2 holes more than their partners have to this point. You can only win 1 hole at a time, no matter how many strokes you win by. And
they've won 2 more holes than their opponents have so far, and also have under the minimum number of 15 clubs at the same time. So that's packaged up pretty nicely. Yesterday at this time they were 2 up after 8 holes. Let's see if they can maintain that through the 10th hole.
That to pick up the ball so they know they can put the ball exactly down in the same position.
Good point. Well holed there by the team of Early and Kugler, who are 2 up through the 9th hole. This in the match with Lemons and Feldkamp.
And word in from John Folling that Bert Cooper and Alton Anderson have gone 2 up on Craig Stahl and Jack Schultz after 5 holes.
Good update there. Those faithful that would like to see Bert win his first Invitational after competing in 53 of them. And that would have to include, without bias, yours truly. What an accomplishment that would be. Now, Lemons, I should say, would attempt to have, and does so with a nice birdie 3. It would appear that they have halved that hole and would remain, if our score is correct, 2 up through number 10. Okay, we have a match approaching us here with Vanderberg, his partner Zweer, against, I believe this is going to be this is going to be Ellis and Dave Ellis now, and Kramer. We watched the end of the Vanderberg match, last few holes yesterday. Incredible stuff. They were 1 down going to 16, birdied 16, 17. Vanderberg having birdied 16, and Zweer drove number 17, made a 2-putt birdie. And then Brad Vanderberg eagled and closed out the match 2 up on 18 with Matt Thompson, frankly, a very makeable short eagle putt left. Although Zweer as well had one of about 12 feet. 3 pretty makeable and very great second shots yesterday to set up that really exciting finish. So he was pretty happy guy for a winning birdie 3 here on number 8. He looks like to be one of the first that have read it right, not hit it. Had it right in the jaws and left it a half a ball short. Really good effort and a gimme 4.
Gentleman you're looking at right now is Eric Pitcher. That's the pitch, as he's been known here since 1997. That's the caddy in the yellow hat, Joe. Eric Pitcher caddied out here in 97 as I played one of my first rounds, and he was caddying for a member out here, Dave Hollerback, you might know him. And Dave was swinging his club on number 4. You know, he's having kind of a struggle of a day, and Eric's caddying for him. It's first round caddying. And Hollerback says, I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong today. And Eric, offering some advice, says, Mister, maybe you just suck. And I think I spit a little Jim Beam on the ground, and we all had a good chuckle. Oh, Bob, you rammed it right to the back of the cup and popped right out.
Potentially go 2 down through 8, a putt on the way, and just pulls it a little bit, and that will mean that Ryan Zweer does not even have to putt his. Yeah, that's good.
Here comes A.J. Todd and Esteban Callisto, and this is a really good-looking shot. That ball ought to have some spin. birdie shape, birdie position, albeit a difficult birdie, side hill birdie putt. Anderson Cooper, 2 up through 6. And Schnurr and Newick, 2 up through 5. Now A.J. Todd out of the bunker, and he hits it cleanly.
Come up a little short for a great shot.
And that is a tremendous shot from our chairman, A.J. Todd, straight up the hill for birdie, and I would expect him to make that putt.
This would be a pretty big tee ball here for Greg Blix, Tom. I don't know if this is in fact his tee ball, but very impressive if it is for a guy that is, as you referred to, as soft-handed as he is. I was awful thankful for smaller digits that extend from his wrist, and here we go. Coming in right on line, really good-looking shot. Let's see if he's got a little juice on it, and he does. Great shot out of Greg Blix, a local member here and father of Henrik Blix, who we saw earlier today. And a little bit of heavy hand there out of Lee Keselowski on number 10. Took a pretty good rip at it. Maybe that was for par, and that's why he was picking it up. So now his opponent, T.J. Howe, lining up what appears to be about a 6-foot, what I would expect to be birdie putt, and see how this goes. T.J., a really accomplished collegiate player out of Penn State, as you heard us allude to earlier today, just lit it up. Number 8 through 13 yesterday with 1 par and 5 birdies. The lone par coming on number 9. So really great stretch, and that opened up their lead in their match against Dan Maudlin and Mitch Wilson. All right, T.J. Howe here for a birdie on number 10. It just burns the edge on the left. Our vantage point is somewhat equidistant here above both, and a little closer maybe to the hole on number 8. And A.J. Todd now lines up his birdie putt with a really, really fine bunker shot off of number 8 here. He's about ready to pull the trigger as he gets in over the putt, and we'll watch his putt here.
That's apologies to Nick Carberry watching him make that putt, but we did have our chairman putting. But Nick did make a nice putt there on number 10, and some nice applause. And unfortunately, AJ missed his. So, we can't always pick the right shot. Okay, so Blake English misses that little 3-footer. And I think Gregor knows he needs to be careful with this anyway. In either case, he's going to have those very, very soft hands that we talked about in the previous broadcast, and he just saw the line from Esteban, so we'll see if he can put 2 and 2 together and take a hole here.
Yeah, Tom, definitely, having watched his partner miss that par putt, this will definitely impact the line that he takes and the aggressiveness with which he putts this. He would be super pleased with a 3, but he knows he can't make anything more than a 4, so he will probably put a very slow roll on this. If we had the right camera angle, we might even be able to read the ball as it rolled. And he makes that 3, very fine putt to win the hole, and at that point puts this match all even from the way we're reading it. And for those of you looking to send the royalties, that would be to Absolute Video on Whites Road here in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Most appreciated by Tom Slaticky here in the tower, the proprietor of Absolute Video, as we watch Bert Cooper try to help out his partner here and make a 4 the hard way. But this is the kind of stuff that I've watched Bert Cooper do a lot over the years. Just a great touch around the greens. Just burns it by the left edge. Good effort, Bert. He told us yesterday, Tom, that his putting has not been as good as his chipping has been lately. Probably put more pressure on it as we turn to number 10. and see the action down here as everybody stares at what doesn't look like much of a putt for anybody, but trying to figure out whose play it is based on distance from the hole.
So we look on here to the 10th hole, and they're looking at distance. We'll slip on back over here to number 8. Watch the par putt here of Alton Anderson, young star from BYU. Again, that miss to the right, and that gives Schultz an opportunity to tap this thing home to pick up a hole here on Cooper and Anderson, who are 3 up. Now let's see what kind of putter he is.
And now a putt that, as we said before, won't be slow. And now he needs this for a 4 to tie the hole, apparently, with his partner Kevin Sugars still standing with a putter in his hand. So I'm not sure what Kevin's status in this hole is, but it would appear as though the best Kevin could do is bogey, given the fact that he's not hurrying up to his shot. Let's see if Andres can make this coming back. Sometimes the mistake of getting just past the hole can be costly, but he pours that right back in for a having 4, and Kevin doesn't need to make his putt from off the green for 4. And as usual, you can see Echevarria. In match play, you're allowed to throw a ball back down and practice a shot again. Not permitted in medal play, but permitted in match play. And we'll see if that match remains as it was when it went through here, 2 up through 7, and we'll try to get a new score for you. I think we're going to have a member of Bert Cooper's family coming to join us here very shortly, as she very athletically lifts herself to the tower here. Tom, please take over.
Here with Katie Verduzco, Bert Cooper's daughter, and she is an athlete, you know,
right.
for a long time. But happy to have you here. Katie's part of our committee, and how's your dad doing today?
You know, he's playing really well. We were just 3 up, headed into this hole, and then we lost this hole, so 2 up. But it's nice to have a little bit of a lead, but you never know.
What has this invitational meant to you in your life?
You know, I've probably been here. I think my dad was in the finals on the day I was born, or sometime really close to that. So since I was little, I've been coming to all these events, and then I used to caddy. So it's been really fun for our family. We all get together, and it's like a big reunion out here.
Yeah, it sure is. It's a lot of fun. It wouldn't be the same without the Cooper family and your involvement. So it's so appreciated by all of us, because this thing is the way it is because of what you guys have done for this place and this tournament.
Well, thank you. That's very nice. But it means a lot to my dad, too. And every year he says this is the last year, but then every year we keep going. So.
God, it's pretty exciting to see him compete and to see what happens here. He's got a nice little lead here, but as you know,
can change on a dime.
Yeah. And he's a true competitor. I saw him yesterday, and he was laughing and happy, and he had a good day. Bert actually, if you don't know this, yesterday with all these young studs playing, he actually made the par on the 20th or the 19th hole to win the match.
That's right.
So it was.
That's what we said. Slow and steady wins the race, because he's always right down in the valley on number 1. Hits his chip shot up there. Sometimes makes the putt, but never makes more than a par, really. Worse than a par, I mean.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, Katie, thank you very much.
Thanks,
Appreciate you
Tom.
coming up here.
Okay.
And good luck this weekend.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Talking with you.
Thanks for
Hi.
coming up.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Joe, back to you.
Real quickly, Katie, before you leave, Steve, your husband,
Right.
wrote, I think it was Steve that wrote the article about Tom Weibel that we
did,
so
yes.
enjoyed reading, and is on the website for the KCC Invitational.
That's right.
Well done. So
Yeah.
pass thanks on to him for that.
Yeah, I will. He enjoyed writing that and talking with Tom's sons, and Yeah, what a great guy.
And hi to your mom and sisters.
Yeah, they're all doing well. Everybody's here today, so that's fun.
We'll look forward to seeing you more.
Okay.
All right,
See you.
take care. All right, Tomas, are we back here on number 8? Or are we watching people tee off on number 11? I think we're going to... There we go. And a match that is approaching us, which is the Chafty Shavaria, Andres' brother, Miguel Shavaria, against Payne Newick and Jamie Schnur, who, last score we have anyway, we're 2 up through 5. Okay, Jamie was just up looking at us, trying to figure out what was in front, but we'll go from there. Okay, we just were updated there that Echevarrian Sugars are 3 up in their match, heading down the 11th hole. Their match against the team of John Berry and his partner Sullivan. Fine shot that just came in here from the bunker area, number 8, and we'll find out whether that was Mike Shafty or his partner that just put that up there. The excited applause and comment that I heard from him would make me think it's his team.
Update from the 10th green, and Echevarria and Sugars are 3 up, walking down 11 now. As we see Jamie Schnur playing from up against the fence here on number 8. I have to assume, Joe, that this is his drive.
Tom, I am absolutely certain of that. Unless there was a really, really bad break of catching some limb on his second shot that shot him here. I would expect this to be rocketing up through here in a minute. But not the case. He hit it fat and did not advance it to a point that's going to make for a very easy third shot for him.
Well, we're hearing a lot of noise, but we're not seeing any balls.
The temperament of Jamie Schnur is tested here, especially as you start approaching this tower and the crowds and everything else where people are watching, and I'm sure he feels compelled to pull off a great shot, and yet sometimes that just doesn't happen. I'm sure Jamie will get up here and give you a wink and a nod and have a better hole at number 9.
He's doing fine. He'll throw in a couple darts and a couple birdies for his partner, and his partner's real steady and long, and we called that they would do pretty well this week, and they are. So let's see how they finish here today. And this, again, all right, safely on.
That was a pretty good play there, actually. I know he was playing his 4th shot, but by the same token, he left himself in chance for a bogey. Crazier things have happened on this hole. His partner, Payne Newick, as Tom alluded to, a fine individual player, missed only by a few strokes of qualifying the Moors on Monday as a U.S. amateur participant. So, really, really nice game. He, unfortunately, has got it very deep on this hole in 2. It's going to require a lot of skill, and you have to be very careful. Tom, actually, the tree that he is standing closest to has a few oak limbs here hanging by where he needs to play this next shot. Very, very difficult to get this close, but these kids do a lot of these kind of shots that pretty much make us look very, very pedestrian in the way we play our game. Out of Baylor University, interesting kid out of here in Michigan, out of Trenton. He clipped it pretty hard, got a little bite on it, very good touch, although it will trickle a little by if it doesn't hit the hole, and just a tremendous shot. Very, very animated jump by our friend Jamie Schnur there, who's going to take some time to go get a little lunch from his wife.
That was a tremendous shot by Mr. Newick there. You look at Mike Shafty. We were talking yesterday what he means to this country club. Former president, set the stage for the big renovation that we did, and it's got a great family, and He's a very talented doctor in town, and we really, are glad to have Mike out here. And he's old. There's no question about that. But he'll be around for a while, and he may play in a few more of these. And don't be surprised if too much longer he finds himself in the broadcast booth. So we would welcome him with open arms.
And see if Payne Newick can execute a Houdini 4 on this hole, getting up and down from back here by the tree. And just pours it in. What a great up and down, Tom, from back there.
That is fantastic golf at its finest. That was a terrific 4 from Payne. Shows that he's a pretty quiet guy, but showing a little spark and a little color here.
The driver, unmistakable sound of a Cobra driver there out of Bob Kramer. I don't know quite how to describe it, but once you've heard it, you don't forget that sound.
No kidding. It's funny to hear the different sounds of drivers these days. Playing with Newick the other day, and every time he hit the ball, it sounded like he was swinging a loaf of bread, but the thing was out there about 310, every time. It just didn't sound like it was going anywhere.
Interesting here out of Dave Olson, 3-wood. Just going to try to put it up over the top on a flat spot. Doesn't really try to get it all the way down. Now as we flip back to number 8. And our match with Justin Hance and Adam Anderson against John Christ and Sheldon Keat. This unmistakably Justin Hance here from dead center in the fairway.
He almost always plays this hole well, so I would suspect he's going to again.
And not to be jinxed, but coming up over the top and will settle right below the hole, probably about 12 feet. Very fine shot by Justin Hance there, Tom.
Yeah, and again, not surprising. He knows the cameras are rolling, and he had a nice putt on 3 when that happened yesterday to win the match. And they call some people money players, and he's a money sort of guy.
Well, he certainly he turned his match around, his day around for his team right here in front of us yesterday, number 8, with a fabulous par putt to I think just save the hole, but certainly to stem the tide of any losses, and really lit it up late.
Looks like Adam now will be next to play, and it looks like he bombed one out there pretty good. A little wind behind us today, and right perched up there in good position.
The wind has finally shifted for the first day and a half, certainly all day yesterday, and for the first half of today. The wind really blew from from the east. Starting to swirl around back almost from the northwest now, and Adam will have, with a guy that likes to draw the ball, a pretty good angle here to take this right dead towards the pin. Set up for a big swinging draw. This coming down should be very good. Kind of a little unlucky that it got so much speed, but right below the hole where you'd want it to be, Tom. Really nice effort.
That was outstanding, and the little fist pump for the boys down there, and they're feeling pretty good about their chances right here with one ball up short right of the green. And did we see where the other one went?
We haven't. We're trying to pick up just from the walk. It would appear that John Christ is the one who's walking towards this ball just short right of the green, short left of how you see it on the screen. But this is a match which, as we approach, has Christ and Keat were 2 up through 6, so they need to turn it around here. Okay, John Christ now for an attempt at birdie, although he's going to try to just get this putt to lag up close to the pin, I'm sure, and hit it with pretty good speed. Really good-looking touch here. It's going to fall a little bit below the hole, but keeps himself in chance for a par, and will hope to dodge a couple bullets from his partner, his opponents.
And we just missed Blake English's attempt to top Esteban, and the ball rolled right on the lip and curled around the cup. So AJ and Esteban win that hole, but not without some effort from Blake. So back to number 8 here.
Okay. Yeah, birdie wasn't good enough on 10 today, I guess, for that group. 3 gets beat by a 2 every time. I watched Greg Blix roll his in on top of it. So here we go. This is an attempt at birdie by Justin Hance to win this hole. And at least get back one of what we think are 2 holes that they are down to John Christ and his partner Sheldon Keat, couple kids out of Hackett, both of which have enjoyed state championships the last 2 years.
Both Justin and Adam have played out here for years now and have paid their dues and know what it takes to win out here, and it's good to see him playing well and into the Friday round. On its way. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be pleased.
Well, I think he